Conversations with Cathy and Erin. Tonight we have two guests on our panel, Wendy from last week, and Brian is our addition for this week. Today's topic is going to be a part 2, part 3 from our topics on Relationships 101. And last week, Wendy spoke about how she's adventurous and she didn't have a problem going away with anyone who has she's known for 2 to 3 weeks. And we kind of like evolved on that, and she helped us understand there's nothing wrong with stepping out, leaping out on faith. And then we discussed excessive baggage. Now, we had one question posed to us, and the question went, why is it okay for men to date a woman who may not have a job, who may have multiple children, and be with her, date her, marry her, whereas that same woman may not have a job and will not date a man who's unemployed and who has multiple children with the baby mama drama? So we have two guests on our panel. We're going to get a male's perspective. We're going to get a woman's perspective tonight on why is that? Is it double standards? Brian,
I say the biggest thing for men is that they want to be the protector. So, for them it's like, it's a challenge, but it's also a blessing to have extra, family members. And I think for women usually, there's always the other conflict with the other woman in a relationship with the man. So they never want to have that issue. So for a man, it's like usually if that woman is single and has kids, she probably, the guy is, she's welcoming, and the other guy probably has another situation or another family, or it's an opportunity for for him and her to come together. So it could be a double standard, but it's more to the story. There's always a background to it.
Yeah.
Plus women, analyze.
That's true.
Men sometimes we jump into the situation.
Yeah.
I think we tend to just, just go. And go with the flow.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Take care of your kids.
And men tend to cross that bridge when they get to it.
Yeah, when
like
they get to
said,
it.
If it's good and this is what it is, and you told me once what's what, then I'm gonna leave it there and kind of keep it moving.
Okay.
Sometimes. But
Now, from a woman's perspective, what do you think?
For me, being a single mom, I couldn't just open my door and have somebody come in. It's not comfortable, So I wouldn't allow it. There are women who allow it, for their situation it fits them, but that doesn't fit me.
Okay, now it's because of your children, or
me
you just
being
don't want
a
anybody
mom.
intervening with your children?
Right. I don't want to share that authority. And, you hear stories. You never know who you're invited into your home, and people,
That's
they
true.
have sides of them that you don't know. And being in a home, being around your children when you're not there,
that's very different than
you don't know what's happening. For me, safety first,
That's true.
and I don't want some guy coming in and trying to dominate, because some men can be controlling and they want to take over, and they want to boss you around and your kids around, and then what do you do at that point?
But do you think, well, most of the time, that's usually the situation.
Yeah.
Because she's not working.
Right.
She has kids to take care of. So most men kind of take advantage
It becomes
of a
territorial.
situation like that. So they feel
when
okay.
those situations happen, is it the male persuasion moving in, or the female moving into his place?
Usually it's the male.
The male
moving in. Right.
Yeah.
That's
They
what
come in and take over. They tell the kids they can't have no cookies. You can't watch TV. They can't watch cartoons. You want to watch football. I don't know.
I was gonna say, if he's coming in though, when does he have that right to? Like, is there a timetable?
Well, you can't come in and play house and then want to call shots. You got to make it official. If you're going to be there, then be there 100%. Don't have
Talking about getting married and everything.
Yeah, don't come in with your foot halfway out the door. You're looking for a better opportunity.
And maybe we as women shouldn't let them in.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
They haven't done that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Because they know if they really want to be there. They know if they really like your kids. Your kids, they know if they really like that person.
Yes, it doesn't take 2-3 years.
It doesn't take that
and
long.
You're bonding with someone's children. That's the hard thing right there.
Right.
When you come in, a woman lets you in, and you bond with their children. and then you're gone.
Right.
And see,
That's not
it
fair.
works both ways when folks come to taking advantage, because the woman's looking at the fact that, okay, I got somebody to help me pay my rent, pay my bills, watch my children, provide food.
Yeah.
So each person is trying to like take advantage of. Yeah.
It's amazing. You just got a maid free.
You got a maid for free?
No, but I mean, the man has needs too. So everybody happy at that point if it does work out.
But then that was another question that was posed to us quite some time ago. How do you know when to say we have to take it to that next step and get married and make it official versus, oops, did I let him in too early? We've gone too far, and now I don't know how to pull away. My children.
Yeah.
Now what am I in this? Am I in it for the reasons of, they get along really well with my children?
I think the kids will let you know.
Like all the different
if it's
things.
a good person,
The kids will let you know, like, you know what, Ma, it's time for you to get married. Like, a kid will just throw it out there.
Like, yeah.
Like, he'd be like, you know what's going on, Ma?
Yes. But what about that male? What about that male? Because, I'm old-fashioned, so I just don't believe that a woman should propose to any man.
Okay.
Now, so if you're in this situation, the kid's in this situation, and you've been together, and your kids are saying to the male, when are you going to marry my mommy?
Yeah.
Right. And most of the time, men be like, turn the check. They don't know how to respond to that question.
Guys say that if a woman doesn't make that known that that's what she wants, he would be in a relationship with her
For a
long time and never marry her because it was never made a requirement.
And that's what
Like,
goes
but how do you do that without making him run for the hills? Like, how do you say, like, I really like you, and I want to be with. How do you say that without scaring him?
Well, that's something that needs, I think, to be discussed at some point in the
Expectations.
relationship.
Expectations,
You have to say, like, do you ever plan to get married? Like, that can be just
That's
a
just
general
a
conversation early on.
Yeah, it can, but I don't
But
know.
that's true.
For some people,
run
they
into
feel
those
like because they
situations.
move in and everything's working well, why change it? Why add that one little aspect
Especially
to
if
it?
they've come out of a negative situation.
Yeah,
if
that's
they've been
true.
married, now divorced, they don't necessarily want to jump right back into marriage.
Right.
So, Brian, let us know. Like, from a male's, side.
From a male's perspective, though, looking at the media, marriage is not as big as it was back in the day in terms of people getting married on TV.
Commitment.
Like you don't have the Cosby Show anymore.
Exactly.
Everyone is living single, or everyone is living together. You know what I'm saying? And doing their own thing.
That's true.
Many, not everyone.
Not everyone,
Many.
but many. But I feel like if marriage is out there, like, look, this is the steps. Like a lot of the kids don't have their grandparents. Usually their grandma is out there with the kids. So it's a different system now. So it's proposed different. The blueprint is totally different. It's not like how the community used to grow up and everyone had pictures of the marriage and the church and the wedding. Everything's so different now. So
That's the minority.
that's the minority now in terms of getting married, and divorce is high. So they give you options.
Easy.
They make it easy now. So divorce is like, this doesn't work, we got divorced. And they don't have any,
like
any
no
plans.
one wants to believe in working it out.
And hard
all
work.
relationships take work.
Exactly.
It takes work. It takes
Constant work.
commitment.
That's right.
It takes honesty, communication. So, but my thing is, do you think, from a male's perspective, like I said, I'm old-fashioned, so I believe in women saying, "Will you marry me?"
I wouldn't do that.
No.
If there was I am, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no.
I don't like rejection, so I'm like,
Do you think we can bring that blueprint back? Because it has to come back from somewhere. We can't just let society run, dictate
Because
how
there's
it
still
should
families there.
Yes.
It can be brought back. Everything is a cycle.
It's still existing.
It's still existing.
It's still
like,
existing, but we need to.
You need to praise it more. Put
We
it
need
out
more
there.
models.
You need more.
He said praise it more. Like that's
I think
a good
one thing
point.
about is it
It is
Jet
cool.
magazine. They always have the people showing,
Oh
couples
yeah,
getting
that's right.
married.
Couples getting
In
married.
the middle, that's great.
It can't just be Jet. It has to be other magazines
That's
showing
true.
it.
And media.
and showing the
Television.
positive side of it.
Showing
Not,
the
okay, they got
positive
married, and then this one had a
negative.
mistress, or she was cheating, and the baby not here.
It always goes into,
Exactly.
it always
Yeah.
goes into some other
Yeah. It
Where
always
it
take a
doesn't
turn to
have
the
to be
left.
that. Right.
Or it's either drama, cheating, finances. It can't work. But when two people come to the table and you have this discussion, you already know what you can bring.
Yeah.
And that's when honesty comes in and communication. 'Cause a lot of people won't let you know that I do have a garnishment on my check. You know, I do have to pay child support. I don't have the best credit score. And another thing is, young people or people in our generation do not like to have these conversations.
It's a study era. Everyone wants to, portray something that they're not.
Exactly. Like, just be real with it, you know. And then you won't have to have questions like, if she's not working, will she not date somebody who's not working?
Yeah.
You know, everybody needs somebody. Relationships are a great thing.
And more people need to have conversations before they jump into the intimacy part of it or the other aspects of it. They need to talk and communicate and not be so fearful of having sort of in-depth conversations. You don't have to reveal your personal business to everybody,
No, that's true.
but you can get somebody's perspective on where their mind is and how they're seeing their future go, and
what's their
general,
blueprint of life?
just a general sense of a person instead of just being physically attracted and going to the next level.
I was going to say,
a lot more to be said.
you brought up something. That's where God, I think, plays a part. Once the physical is gone, you have to have faith in the relationship.
That's true.
So you guys got to work the church. You got to have God in there. You know that it's going to be tough times. You pray together, you stay together. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
That's what some of the movies are trying to reflect that.
They are.
So you just got to understand what that person is.
Right.
Everyone has a weakness.
And what they believe.
So you got to love their weaknesses as much as you love their strength.
Exactly. You got to accept people for who they are and where they're at in life.
Now they nasty. Don't clean up. I'm gonna pray for you. You don't pick up this plate.
That's right. That's right. Instead of complaining, just pick up the plate.
Pick up the plate.
Pick up the plate. Exactly.
You're gonna show them how to wash it.
Exactly.
You don't wash it this way.
That's right. That's right.
The Lord said 2 more days. I'll give you 2.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
40 days, 40 nights.
Look, you at 38.
You're on the phone like she's doing quotes again. Let me clean up real quick.
But that is true. You have to have faith. You have to have faith. You got to be able to pray together, and it's all based on communication. All based on communication. And when it comes to having children, and we said this before in one of our episodes, don't get the kids involved. Let them stay out of it. Keep him or her out of the house until you know for sure it's going to be something, and that person's ready to make a commitment. Because you get kids attached to somebody, and then they're gone, and then here comes somebody else, and then they're gone. Kids grow up with all kind of stuff like that. I thought the man next door was my father. I thought the mailman, you're not my daddy. Like, they get so confused. Like, come on, Mom, what you doing?
And those are a lot of different influences in their life.
Yes.
It would be wise to proceed with caution in that area.
Take it slow. Take it slow and enjoy the moment. Have some good memories and something to talk about when you grow old together. That kind of stuff. So, this has been a great conversation. We can go on and on with this one. But until next week, please stay tuned. Conversations with Cathy and Erin. Thank you, Brian, and Wendy, for sitting on our panel this evening. And stay tuned. Good night. Good night.